All right, getting ready for a sales engineer interview, huh?
Eh,
Especially in heavy-duty equipment. You need to know your stuff. A and D. Be a smooth talker.
It's a tough combo.
It is. But that's why we're diving into RoleCatcher's resources today. They've got career guides, interview guides, even a peek into their AI platform. We want to make sure you're not just prepped to answer questions, but to really impress.
I think what's cool is that RoleCatcher really gets that it's bigger than just the interview. They're giving you info on the whole career path, what's trending in the industry. They even use AI to help you stand out, which is wild.
So before we get to the nitty-gritty, let's paint a picture of what a sales engineer in heavy-duty equipment actually does. We're talking customizing massive products like construction or industrial equipment, figuring out exactly what each client needs.
It's like problem solving on a huge scale. You're not just pushing a product. You're using your technical skills to figure out their pain points, then design and deliver a solution that's perfect for them.
And I appreciate that RoleCatcher's career guide is honest about the ups and downs. Like, yeah, there's high earning potential, you get to work with cutting-edge tech, but there's also the pressure of a sales environment. And we got to be real, probably some long hours too.
Totally. Got to find the right fit. So let's jump into the interview prep itself. RoleCatcher pointed out some common questions. The first one, what inspired you to pursue a career as a sales engineer? Seems basic, but
I bet they're looking for more than a surface-level answer.
100%. They want to see real passion, not just a rehearsed speech. Think about what really gets you excited about this field.
Like, was there a specific project, or is it the thrill of finding those innovative solutions?
Yeah. Let that genuine excitement come through.
And probably don't just say the money, right?
Haha, right. Good salary is important, but if that's all you focus on, it sends the wrong message. Highlight what you genuinely love about the work itself.
So maybe something like, I've always been fascinated by how these machines work, and I love solving tough problems. This role lets me combine my technical knowledge with my drive to build relationships and see clients succeed.
That's a great starting point. It shows your technical interest, that you're a problem solver, and that you care about the client's success, which is huge. Just remember to make it your own by adding your personal experiences.
Okay, next question. How do you prioritize and manage your sales pipeline? This one's all about organization, right? Got to show them you can juggle tons of leads without dropping the ball.
Exactly. Be super clear about your system. Like, do you use specific criteria to decide which leads are most important?
Maybe it's what the client needs, how big the deal is, or if it's urgent.
Yeah, whatever your method is, walk them through it step by step. And if you can mention specific CRM software you've used,
Or organizational techniques that have worked for you.
that adds a lot of weight to your answer.
Mhm.
Now, here's one that might throw you off. Tell me about a time a sales opportunity didn't go as planned. What did you learn?
Ooh, they want to see how you bounce back from setbacks.
And how you learn and grow. Pick a situation where you faced a real challenge, but focus on what you learned from it and how you use those lessons later on.
So not dwelling on the negative, but showing you can adapt.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on to customer relationships. This is huge in this role. RoleCatcher's guide really emphasized building those long-term partnerships.
So when they ask, what is your approach to building and maintaining customer relationships? How do we convey that in an interview setting?
It's your time to shine with those people skills. It's not just about making a sale. It's about being a trusted advisor. Think beyond just transactions.
Active listening, clear communication, consistent follow-up. RoleCatcher's guide hit all those points. It's proving you genuinely care about their success.
Exactly, especially in this field where you're often working with the same clients for years. Nurturing those relationships is key for repeat business and building your reputation.
So maybe a good response would be, I believe in building long-term partnerships by first truly understanding my clients' needs. I make sure I'm really listening to their challenges, communicating clearly every step of the way, and I'm always available for questions and support.
That hits all the right points. Shows you're not just there to sell, but to be a partner in their success. All right, let's tackle technical sales presentations. This one can be nerve-wracking.
What does RoleCatcher suggest for tackling the question, what is your experience with technical sales presentations?
Don't just say you're good at it. Show them. Mention specific tools and techniques you've used that worked well.
Like, have you used software demos, 3D models, or visuals that are interactive?
Exactly. They want to see you can explain complex stuff in a way that's engaging, even if the client isn't a technical expert.
So showing how you adjust your approach for different audiences is key.
It is. Now imagine they ask, how would you explain our company's latest excavator model to a client who's not familiar with all the technical specs?
Okay, this is testing if I can simplify without making it sound dumbed down.
Exactly. Can you bridge that gap between technical jargon and real-world benefits? Focus on the key features that matter most to the client.
And explain them in a way that's clear, concise, and relatable.
You got it. So instead of diving into horsepower and hydraulics, maybe you'd focus on how this new model helps them dig faster, save on fuel, or keeps the operator safe for stuff that directly impacts their bottom line.
Now you're speaking their language. So it's not about showing off how much I know, it's about connecting and showing how the solution helps them.
Exactly. That's the key. It's all about connecting the dots for them.
I'm really starting to see how much strategy goes into these answers. It's not just about answering the question, it's showcasing the right skills and mindset.
You're spot on. And that's what we're going to keep doing as we dive into more of these questions and explore how RoleCatcher's resources can help you ace that interview. It's all about strategy, all right. And speaking of this industry, it never stands still. Heavy-duty equipment's always evolving, so continuous learning, that's got to be your mantra. What if they ask, how do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments?
I definitely highlight my commitment to, professional development.
Yeah.
Mention specific resources like trade magazines, conferences, those online forums where everyone's sharing ideas.
And don't forget those professional organizations. Being a member, that shows you're serious about staying in the loop. You could even mention a recent article, some trend you found interesting, and how it might change a sales engineer's role.
Oh, good idea. So something like, I make it a priority to stay current on industry trends and new tech. I subscribe to publications like Equipment Today and Construction Equipment, attend webinars, and I'm active in online forums where professionals share insights. Like recently I was reading about telematics and heavy-duty equipment, and it's fascinating how that can boost machine efficiency and cut down on downtime for clients.
Perfect. That shows you're not just passively reading, you're thinking critically about how it all connects. All right, let's tackle proposal writing, another essential skill.
When they ask, what is your experience with technical proposal writing? They're looking for more than just, good grammar. It's got to be persuasive, win over clients, right?
Absolutely. Think back to successful proposals you've written. How did you structure the info? Did you address the client's main concerns? Did you make a strong case for your solution?
Like, did you quantify the potential ROI? Tailor the language to their specific needs. Those details really matter.
They do. A strong answer might be, I've written tons of technical proposals, from small equipment upgrades to overhauling entire fleets. I focus on being clear about technical specs, laying out realistic timelines and budgets, and addressing potential risks and how to handle them. But most importantly, I tailor each proposal to what that client specifically needs, emphasizing the value and benefits our solution brings.
Okay, that sounds good. Covers all the bases. Now, let's face the music. Handling objections. Every sales engineer deals with this. What about how do you handle objections from clients during the sales process? Staying calm under pressure is key. RoleCatcher's guide was big on active listening, really getting the client's perspective before you jump in with a response.
Spot on. Objections. Think of them as opportunities, not roadblocks. It's a chance to address concerns, build trust, avoid getting defensive, acknowledge their point.
And respond with, logic and solutions, respectfully, of course.
Exactly. So you might say, I see objections as a chance to really dig deep with the client, figure out their underlying needs. I listen carefully, validate their perspective, and address their points using data, case studies, whatever fits. I want to make sure they feel heard and confident that we can deliver.
That shows you're a problem solver, not just trying to make a quick sale. All right, moving on. How do you measure the success of a sales campaign?
This is where those metrics and data analysis come in. RoleCatcher mentioned things like revenue generated, cost of acquiring a customer, and conversion rates.
But it's not just listing those numbers, right?
Nope. You got to explain how you use them, see how effective your campaigns are, what needs tweaking. Did something exceed expectations? Why? Did another one fall short? What'd you learn?
Okay, so I could say, I measure success by tracking things like revenue, customer acquisition cost, conversion rates, and customer lifetime value. For example, in my last role, we targeted a new client segment in renewable energy. We monitored those conversion rates and client feedback closely so we could refine our messaging and sales approach. Ended up exceeding our revenue goals by 15%.
Now that's how you use data to tell a story. You've shown analytical skills A&D that you learn from experience. Before we jump into RoleCatcher's AI, let's talk about career progression. Remember, their guide talked about the different paths you can take.
Oh, right. It mentioned senior sales engineer, sales engineering manager, even moving into areas like product development or engineering management.
Yeah. So when they ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Uh-huh.
How do you answer that within the sales engineer context?
Got to show ambition, but also align my goals with the company's growth. I might say, in 5 years, I see myself as a top-performing senior sales engineer using my experience and client relationships to really boost revenue for the company. I'd also love to mentor newer team members and help develop innovative sales strategies. Ultimately, I'm passionate about this industry, and I'm all about continuous learning and growth within this organization.
That's the spirit. You're not just after a job, you're building a career. You're showing you're ready for more responsibility, contributing to the team, and always learning. Employers love that. Now, ready for some AI magic? RoleCatcher's AI, it can seriously change your interview prep game.
I'm all ears. It sounds like you could take out all the guesswork, help me tailor my responses, and present myself in the best light.
Exactly. Imagine this. You upload your resume, their AI compares it to job descriptions, and bam, it tells you where your resume could be stronger based on what the employer wants.
So no more wondering if I'm hitting the mark. What a relief.
It's like peeking behind the curtain of the hiring process. Their AI can even point out any skills gaps and suggest ways to fill them, whether it's online courses, certifications, or even highlighting projects from your past that are relevant.
Like a personal career advisor, but powered by AI. Amazing. But how does this AI magic work for interview prep specifically?
That's where it gets really cool. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your answers to common interview questions and give you feedback tailored to that exact role you're going for. It looks at your clarity, how concise you are, even the tone of your voice.
So it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. That could be so helpful for catching those nervous habits or making sure I sound confident.
You got it. It's like having a virtual coach fine-tuning your delivery. And get this, it can even analyze your LinkedIn profile, making sure it uses the right keywords and skills that employers in your field are looking for.
So it's like tailoring your whole online presence, not just your resume.
Precisely. You got to use every tool you've got to stand out, especially nowadays. Now you're probably wondering, is all this AI magic locked behind a paywall?
Haha. That was my next question. Sounds too good to be true.
Good news is, RoleCatcher has a free version with some basic AI features, great for anyone just starting out. But their premium subscription, RoleCatcher Copilot, that's where the AI really shines.
Advanced resume and LinkedIn optimization, in-depth interview practice with personalized feedback.
Yep. If you're serious about landing that sales engineer role, investing in Copilot could make all the difference.
Totally agree. The insights and guidance from their AI can give you a real leg up. Okay, so let's talk about the heavy-duty equipment industry itself. What are the trends? What's the current landscape?
RoleCatcher's guide talked a lot about advanced technologies being integrated into equipment, things like telematics, AI, and automation.
So it's not just about brute force anymore. It's about smart machines that collect data, optimize performance, maybe even operate on their own in some cases. How do I bring that up in the interview?
Show them you're not just a salesperson. You're a consultant who gets the big picture. You understand how technology is changing the game for heavy-duty equipment.
So if they ask about my experience with technical presentations, I could talk about how I've incorporated the latest stuff, like telematics or AI, to show the client how those advancements benefit them.
Exactly. You're selling a solution that uses cutting-edge tech to solve their problems and improve their bottom line. It's not just a piece of equipment.
That connects back to understanding their needs and tailoring my approach. It's about being that trusted advisor.
You're getting it. All right, let's talk about another big trend, sustainability. RoleCatcher was big on this, how important it is to reduce the environmental impact of heavy-duty equipment.
This is something I'm really interested in. More and more companies are prioritizing eco-friendly solutions. They want to reduce their carbon footprint.
It's a global shift affecting all industries. Heavy-duty equipment is no exception. Manufacturers are pouring money into electric and hybrid machines, alternative fuels, anything to minimize emissions.
So how do I address that in the interview? It seems important to show I get sustainability and how it impacts a sales engineer's role.
It's about showing you're not just selling equipment, you're part of creating a more sustainable future. Like, if they ask about your career goals, mention your interest in things related to eco-friendly heavy-duty equipment.
Okay, I could say, I'm excited about how the industry is moving towards sustainability. I'm eager to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in learning more about electric and hybrid equipment and how those benefit clients while minimizing environmental impact.
Perfect. Shows your passion and aligns your career goals with the company's values. A lot of companies are actively looking for people who get this.
That makes me think about the different environments sales engineers work in. RoleCatcher's guide mentioned factories, repair shops, on-site client locations, even traveling to industry events.
It's definitely not a desk job. Gotta be adaptable, willing to go where the action is. One day you're with clients, the next you're troubleshooting in the field, and then maybe you're at a trade show.
Sounds like you need to be okay with a fast pace, a
Yeah.
strong communicator, and able to work with all sorts of people, from engineers and technicians to clients and sales teams.
You nailed it. It takes a unique blend of technical skills, people skills, and that passion for solving problems.
That's what makes it so rewarding. You're not just selling, you're helping clients find solutions that make their businesses better, more efficient, productive, and sustainable.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for a career that combines technical expertise with a client-focused approach and has room for growth and advancement, sales engineer could be the perfect fit.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher has a ton of resources, especially those AI-powered features. They can help you nail the interview, tailor your application, and ultimately land that dream job.
Now, before we wrap up, there's one more crucial aspect we got to cover. Effectively communicating the value proposition to your clients.
Right. It's not just knowing the tech specs, it's explaining how those specs translate into real benefits for them.
Exactly. Imagine they asked, how would you convince a client to invest in our new line of electric excavators, even if they're hesitant because of the higher upfront cost?
That's a classic challenge, overcoming those objections and showcasing the long-term value. I'd focus on the return on investment, all the cost savings they'll see with electric excavators.
You're on the right track. Think about those key selling points. Reduced fuel costs, lower maintenance, potential government incentives for eco-friendly equipment, and how it makes their brand look good by being environmentally responsible.
So I might say, I understand your concerns about the initial investment, but let's look at the long-term benefits. Electric excavators don't need diesel fuel, which cuts down on operating costs big time. They also need less maintenance, which saves even more over time. Plus, lots of governments offer incentives for going green, which could offset some of that upfront cost. And investing in electric equipment shows you're committed to environmental responsibility, boosts your brand image, and appeals to those eco-conscious clients.
That's a great response. You directly addressed their concerns and laid out the value proposition. Remember, it's about painting that picture of the future, showing how this investment not only benefits their bottom line, but also makes them a leader in their industry.
It's about shifting their perspective, right? From short-term costs to long-term gains. Align their investment with their overall goals and values.
Precisely. Now let's switch gears for a sec. Active listening, it's crucial in sales, but often overlooked.
We've talked about understanding the client's needs, but how do I show off my active listening skills in an interview?
It's about showing you don't just hear them, you really understand their perspective, their concerns, even the stuff they don't say out loud. What if they asked, tell me about a time you had to deal with a really demanding client? How'd you handle it?
This is my chance to show active listening in action. I'd pick a situation where I turned a tough situation around by listening to the client and finding a solution that worked for both of us.
Exactly. Focus on the steps you took to see things from their side, the questions you asked, how you built that rapport and addressed their concerns effectively.
Okay, so maybe in my last role, I had a client who was super demanding and detail-oriented. Early on, I realized active listening was key to making that relationship work. I made sure to really pay attention in meetings, asking questions to be sure I understood their expectations and concerns. I was proactive about giving them updates, addressing any potential problems before they blew up. That built trust, and we had a productive working relationship. Ended up exceeding their expectations and renewing their contract long term.
That's a perfect example. You showed how your active listening skills led to a positive outcome. Remember, sales isn't just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, making those genuine connections.
Being a partner, not just a vendor. And active listening, that's the foundation. Okay, back to RoleCatcher's AI platform. It's really sounding like it could revolutionize job hunting.
It's a game changer, especially for roles like sales engineer, where you got to tailor your approach. We talked about how the AI analyzes resumes and LinkedIn profiles, but I want to dive deeper into how it helps with interview prep. What specific features should people know about? Their AI-powered interview simulator is amazing. It lets you practice answering common questions and get real-time feedback.
Oh, wow. Like a virtual mock interview with an expert who tells you what to improve.
Exactly. The AI looks at your clarity, how concise you are, if your answer is relevant, even your tone of voice. It catches nervous habits, filler words, those times you might ramble or sound unsure.
So helpful for spotting those blind spots and making sure I sound polished. What else does the simulator do?
It gives you personalized tips to improve your answers tailored to that specific company and role. It might suggest industry examples, data points, even anecdotes to make your responses stronger.
So it's not generic advice. It's actionable stuff to help me craft targeted answers. That's huge if you want to stand out.
Absolutely. And here's another cool thing. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and figure out the skills, experience, and even personality traits the employer is looking for.
So you're not just practicing randomly. You're practicing for that specific job.
Exactly. The AI highlights the key words and phrases they care about most, helping you weave them into your answers naturally. You show them you really get what they need.
That level of personalization is incredible. Takes out all the guesswork, makes you a perfect fit for the role.
It's about using AI to your advantage. Showcase your skills, experience, and potential in the best way possible. Now, I know you're thinking, is this just for experienced professionals?
That was going to be my question. It all sounds so advanced.
RoleCatcher is designed for everyone, whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned executive. Their free platform's a good starting point, but RoleCatcher Copilot, their premium version, that's where the AI really takes off.
So no matter where you are in your career, RoleCatcher can help you navigate the job search and achieve your goals.
Absolutely. They've made those powerful AI tools accessible to everyone. Anyone with internet can use them to level the playing field and have a real advantage.
That's really empowering, putting the power back in the job seeker's hands. All right, let's shift gears back to heavy-duty equipment. What are the challenges and opportunities facing sales engineers in this ever-changing landscape?
One thing RoleCatcher's guide highlighted was the increasing complexity of the equipment itself.
That makes sense. With all the new tech like telematics, automation, and electrification, the technical knowledge needed is becoming more demanding.
It's not enough to just know the basic mechanics anymore. Sales engineers need to be comfortable with software, data analytics, all those emerging technologies to explain the value of these machines to clients.
So how do aspiring sales engineers keep up with this increasing complexity?
Continuous learning is more important than ever. They need to actively look for ways to expand their knowledge, whether it's online courses, certifications, or getting hands-on experience with the latest tech.
What areas should they focus on?
Telematics is a big one. Understanding how it collects and analyzes data to improve performance, fuel efficiency, reduce downtime, that's key.
And that ties back to data analysis. Sales engineers need to be able to interpret that telematics data and explain what it means to clients in terms of their business goals.
Exactly. They also need to stay up to date on automation and robotics.
Autonomous heavy-duty equipment is becoming more common, and sales engineers need to be able to explain the benefits and the challenges to potential clients.
Exactly. And of course, electrification and alternative fuels are huge.
As the industry goes green, sales engineers need to know about electric and hybrid equipment, battery technology, and charging infrastructure.
It's about becoming the expert who can guide clients through all these changes and help them make smart decisions about their equipment.
This just shows how dynamic and constantly evolving the sales engineer role is. It's not static.
Yeah.
It's all about adapting, learning, and being excited to take on new challenges.
You're absolutely right. Now, before we wrap up, let's revisit the topic of building and nurturing long-term client relationships.
We've talked about it, but it's so important, especially in a competitive field like this. Strong relationships are key to success.
Absolutely. It's not just about closing the deal. It's about building trust, credibility, becoming a true partner. Imagine they asked, how do you approach building long-term relationships with clients in the heavy-duty equipment industry?
This is where I highlight that I understand it's about going beyond just making a sale. It's about those genuine connections. I want to show I'm committed to understanding their needs, supporting them, and becoming a trusted advisor who can help them make the right decisions.
Exactly. Think about what makes those relationships work. Active listening, clear communication, being responsive, and proactively solving problems.
Okay, so maybe I'd say, I believe that strong long-term relationships are the foundation of success in this industry. I focus on actively listening to my clients' needs, understanding their challenges, and finding solutions that help them reach their goals. Clear and consistent communication is a priority for me, making sure they're always in the loop. I also like to anticipate potential problems and offer ongoing support to ensure they're happy and build a lasting partnership.
Perfect response. You covered the key principles of building trust and working together. In this industry, clients aren't just looking for a salesperson. They want a partner who understands their business and can help them throughout the life of their equipment.
It's about being an extension of their team, working together towards the same goals.
Exactly. Now let's talk about communicating the value of your products and services.
It's not just about knowing the specs, it's about explaining how those specs translate into tangible benefits for the client, right?
Right. So imagine they ask, how would you convince a client to invest in our company's new line of electric excavators, even though they're hesitant because of the higher upfront costs?
That's a classic challenge, overcoming those objections and showcasing the long-term value. I'd focus on the return on investment, all the cost savings they'll see with electric excavators.
You're on the right track. Think about those key selling points. Reduced fuel costs, lower maintenance, potential government incentives for eco-friendly equipment, and how it makes their brand look good by being environmentally responsible.
So I might say, I understand your concerns about the initial investment, but let's look at the long-term benefits. Electric excavators don't need diesel fuel, which cuts down on operating costs big time. They also need less maintenance, which saves even more over time. Plus, lots of governments offer incentives for going green, which could offset some of that upfront cost. And investing in electric equipment shows you're committed to environmental responsibility, boosts your brand image, and appeals to those eco-conscious clients.
That's a great response. You directly addressed their concerns and laid out the value proposition. Remember, it's about painting that picture of the future, showing how this investment not only benefits their bottom line, but also makes them a leader in their industry.
It's about shifting their perspective, right? From short-term costs to long-term gains. Align their investment with their overall goals and values.
Precisely. Now let's switch gears for a sec. Active listening, it's crucial in sales, but often overlooked.
We've talked about understanding the client's needs, but how do I show off my active listening skills in an interview?
It's about showing you don't just hear them, you really understand their perspective, their concerns, even the stuff they don't say out loud. What if they asked, tell me about a time you had to deal with a really demanding client? How'd you handle it?
This is my chance to show active listening in action. I'd pick a situation where I turned a tough situation around by listening to the client and finding a solution that worked for both of us.
Exactly. Focus on the steps you took to see things from their side, the questions you asked, how you built that rapport and addressed their concerns effectively.
Okay, so maybe in my last role, I had a client who was super demanding and detail-oriented. Early on, I realized active listening was key to making that relationship work. I made sure to really pay attention in meetings, asking questions to be sure I understood their expectations and concerns. I was proactive about giving them updates, addressing any potential problems before they blew up. That built trust, and we had a productive working relationship. Ended up exceeding their expectations and renewing their contract long-term.
That's a perfect example. You showed how your active listening skills led to a positive outcome. Remember, sales isn't just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, making those genuine connections.
Being a partner, not just a vendor. And active listening, that's the foundation. Okay, back to RoleCatcher's AI platform. It's really sounding like it could revolutionize job hunting.
It's a game changer, especially for roles like sales engineer, where you got to tailor your approach. We talked about how the AI analyzes resumes and LinkedIn profiles, but I want to dive deeper into how it helps with interview prep. What specific features should people know about?
I'm really curious about their AI-powered interview simulator. It sounds like you get to practice answering common interview questions and get real-time feedback on your responses.
It's exactly like that, like having a virtual mock interview with an expert who points out what you can improve.
That sounds amazing. Does the AI look at everything?
It analyzes your answers for clarity, conciseness, relevance, and even your tone of voice. It picks up on nervous habits, filler words, if you're rambling, or if you sound unsure of yourself.
It's like having a coach in your pocket, helping you polish your delivery. What other features does it offer?
It also gives you personalized suggestions for improving your answers, tailored to the specific company and role you're interviewing for. It might suggest industry examples, data points, even anecdotes to make your responses stronger.
So it's not generic advice. It's specific and actionable advice to help me craft really targeted answers. That's huge if you want to stand out.
Absolutely. And here's another cool thing. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and figure out the exact skills, experience, and even personality traits the employer is looking for.
So you're not just practicing randomly, you're practicing for that specific job.
Exactly. The AI highlights the keywords and phrases they care about most, helping you weave them into your answers naturally. You show them you really get what they need.
That level of personalization is incredible. It takes out all the guesswork and helps you present yourself as a perfect fit for the role.
It's all about using AI to your advantage, Showcase your skills, experience, and potential in the most effective way possible. Now, I know what you're thinking, is this just for experienced professionals?
That was going to be my question. It all sounds so advanced.
RoleCatcher is designed for everyone, whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned executive. Their free platform is a good starting point, but RoleCatcher Copilot, their premium version, that's where the AI magic really comes alive.
So no matter where you are in your career, RoleCatcher can help you navigate the job search and achieve your goals.
Absolutely. They've made those once exclusive, powerful AI tools accessible to anyone. Anyone with internet access can use them to level the playing field and have a real advantage.
That's truly empowering, putting the power back in the job seeker's hands.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to the heavy-duty equipment industry itself. What are some of the challenges and opportunities sales engineers face in this constantly changing world?
RoleCatcher's guide highlighted the increasing complexity of the equipment itself as a key challenge.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
With all the new technologies being integrated into equipment, like telematics, automation, and electrification, the level of technical knowledge you need is getting higher all the time.
It's not enough to just know the basics of how a machine works anymore. Sales engineers need to know about software, data analytics, and all those emerging technologies to explain the value of these machines to clients.
So how do aspiring sales engineers keep up with all this?
Continuous learning is absolutely essential. They need to look for ways to expand their knowledge, whether it's online courses, certifications, or getting hands-on experience with the latest tech.
What areas should they focus on specifically?
Mastering telematics is big. Understanding how it collects and analyzes data to improve performance, fuel efficiency, and minimize downtime.
That connects back to what we discussed earlier about data analysis. Sales engineers need to be able to interpret that telematics data and explain what it means to clients in a way that makes sense for their business goals.
Exactly. They also need to stay up to date on automation and robotics.
Autonomous heavy-duty equipment is becoming more and more common. Sales engineers need to be able to explain the benefits and the challenges to potential clients.
You're right. And of course, electrification and alternative fuels are a major area.
As the industry gets greener, sales engineers need to know about electric and hybrid equipment, battery technology, and charging infrastructure.
It's about positioning yourself as the expert who can guide clients through these changes and help them make smart decisions about their equipment.
So much to learn. This highlights how dynamic and constantly evolving the sales engineer role is. It's definitely not a static job. You need to adapt, learn, and be excited about new challenges.
You hit the nail on the head. Now, before we wrap up, let's get back to a crucial sales engineer skill: handling objections in those tough conversations with clients.
We touched on it earlier, but it's worth another look, especially given how complex this industry is and how client needs are always evolving.
You're right. So imagine they ask, how do you handle a situation where a client is worried about the reliability of our electric excavators and brings up potential issues with battery life and charging infrastructure?
That's a very real scenario. Sales engineers face that a lot. It's about addressing those concerns directly, using facts, data, and a solutions-oriented approach.
You've got it. Acknowledge their concerns, validate their perspective, and then reassure them with solid evidence.
I might say something like, I understand your concerns about battery life and charging infrastructure. It's natural to have questions about new technologies. But our electric excavators have state-of-the-art battery technology that gives them enough power for a full workday on just one charge. Plus, we offer full support for setting up charging infrastructure to make the switch to electric smooth and easy. We've done a ton of field testing and have data that proves our electric excavators are reliable and perform well in all kinds of conditions.
That's a great response. You acknowledged their concerns, gave them facts, and offered solutions for their specific points. Remember, handling objections is not about brushing them off. It's about having a real conversation and finding common ground.
It's about building trust and showing them you can solve problems and that you're on their side. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of sales engineers and heavy-duty equipment, I want to highlight one last thing RoleCatcher emphasized: passion and genuine interest in the field.
It makes a huge difference in interviews and sets candidates apart. It's not just about skills and experience, it's about showing real enthusiasm for the industry, the technology, and the impact you can make.
So how can people show that passion during an interview?
Go beyond generic answers and let your enthusiasm come through naturally. For example, if they ask, why are you interested in working for our company? Don't just repeat stuff from their website. Talk about something specific that you connect with. Maybe it's their commitment to sustainability, their innovative products, or their reputation for great customer service.
I could say something like, I've been following your company's work. in developing electric and autonomous heavy-duty equipment. I'm really impressed with your commitment to pushing the boundaries of technology and sustainability. The chance to contribute to that innovation and be part of a company shaping the future of the industry is incredibly exciting to me.
Perfect. You've shown genuine interest and tied your passions to their values. Interviewers are looking for people who are excited about building a career, not just filling a job opening.
It's about finding a role that fits your values, interests, and long-term goals. When you're passionate, it shows. You become a more memorable and interesting candidate.
Absolutely. Now, as we wrap things up, here's a final thought. The role of a sales engineer in the heavy-duty equipment industry is changing fast. Technology is advancing, sustainability is a bigger focus, and client needs are becoming more complex.
It's challenging, but also incredibly rewarding if you love technology, problem solving, and building lasting relationships.
And remember, you're not just selling a piece of equipment. You're providing solutions that empower businesses, help them progress, and contribute to a more sustainable future.
With the right preparation, the right mindset, and using resources like RoleCatcher, you can confidently nail that interview process and start a fulfilling career as a sales engineer in this dynamic and impactful industry.
Good luck to everyone out there ready to take on this challenge. Remember, the future of heavy-duty equipment is in your hands.
I might say something like, I understand you're concerned about battery life and charging infrastructure. It's understandable to have questions about new tech, right? But our electric excavators use cutting-edge battery technology. They can handle a full workday on one charge. And we offer support for setting up the charging infrastructure so the transition to electric is smooth. Plus, we've got the data from extensive field tests to back it up. Our electric excavators are reliable and perform well in all sorts of conditions.
That's a solid answer. You acknowledged their concerns, gave them the facts, and offered solutions. Remember, handling objections isn't about dismissing them, it's about working together to find that common ground.
Exactly. It's about building that trust, showing them you're there to help them solve problems. Okay, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of sales engineers and heavy-duty equipment, I want to touch on something RoleCatcher emphasized: passion and genuine interest in this field.
You can really tell when someone's passionate in an interview. It makes all the difference. It goes beyond just having the skills and experience. It's about that enthusiasm for the industry, the technology, the impact you can make.
How do you show that passion during an interview?
It's got to be genuine. Don't just give generic answers. Weave that enthusiasm into your responses naturally. Like if they ask, why are you interested in working for our company? Oh, don't just repeat stuff from their website. Pick something specific that resonates with you. Maybe it's their commitment to sustainability, their innovative product line, their reputation for awesome customer service.
So I might say something like, I've been keeping up with your company's work in electric and autonomous equipment, and I'm really impressed with how you're pushing the boundaries of technology and sustainability. It's exciting to think about contributing to that and being a part of a company shaping the future of the industry.
That's it. You've shown genuine interest and connected your passions to what they value. Interviewers want people who are excited to build a career, not just fill a position.
It's about finding that role that matches your values, interests, and goals. That passion, it comes through, and it makes you stand out as a candidate.
For sure. As we wrap up, here's a final thought. The sales engineer role in heavy-duty equipment is evolving quickly. Technology is advancing, sustainability is a huge focus, and what clients need is getting more complex.
It's a tough field, but it's so rewarding if you're into technology, solving problems, and building those strong relationships.
Remember, you're not just selling equipment. You're giving businesses solutions to help them thrive, make progress, and be a part of a more sustainable future.
And with the right prep, the right mindset, and help from resources like RoleCatcher, you can rock that interview and start a fulfilling career as a sales engineer in this awesome industry.
Best of luck to everyone out there ready for the challenge. The future of heavy-duty equipment is in your hands.